we're going to go position by position, and Alex and I are going to each give one prospect that we're really looking forward to watching at the combine later this week during drills and during the workout portion. Stick with wideouts. We talked about the 3 guys in the first round, so give me somebody that's a little bit more of a sleeper later on in the draft.
Yeah, so I'll go mid-round, late round. Obviously, I'm watching Wandale. Yeah, I don't know if you said it on the air or off the air. A lot of your evaluation is going to be based on his 40, right?
Yeah.
So I'm really looking forward to see what he runs. I'll bring this name up. He's not one of, and by the way, I have a whole list, 40 players to watch on 98.5thesportshub.com. I'm actually going to pull somebody who's not up on that list because he was brought up in the chat earlier, and I'm really interested to see what this player is. Devin Tompkins from Utah State. He's going to be in contention for the fastest receiver in the draft. I think it's him and Beau Melton, who's another guy I'm looking at. His 40 time will be big out of Rutgers. Devin Tompkins might be the fastest receiver in the draft. He's an excellent route runner, especially down the field. He was a pure deep threat. He averaged like 18 yards per catch or something, Utah State this year. But he's like 5'8", 155 pounds. I'm just really curious to see what teams think of him. And then on top of that, like, because this will be his first official weigh, and he wasn't at any of the, the Senior Bowl, the Shrine Bowl. Has he put any weight on? Is he not at the combine? Somebody's saying he's not at the combine. I thought I saw he was.
Did he not get the invite? There's some surprise non-invites this year.
All right, well, if he's not, then I'll go with Beau Melton.
Yeah, Beau Melton and Wandale Robinson, I think, are 2 good ones because...
Yeah, Tompkins isn't there. All right, never mind then. Beau Melton.
No invite. The Shaq Mason treatment there. That's rude.
So Beau Melton's not... Devin Tompkins isn't going to get drafted now. But...
unless he kills it as pro day. But Beau Melton and Wandale are good ones because both of those guys are going to have to make yards with the ball in their hands, right? They're going to have to be difference makers as ball carriers. So if I'm Wandale Robinson, anything below a 4.5 for Wandale Robinson, I think is an awesome time. If he runs below a 4.5 with his initial burst and explosiveness and his shiftiness, that's a really good profile, right? If he runs over 4.5, then some of the times at UK where he got caught from behind on some of those bigger plays, you start to be a little bit more concerned of whether or not he's going to have that real breakaway speed at the NFL level. Yeah, he might be a slasher that could gain 10, 12, 15 yards at a time, but is he really going to be able to pull away from a defense? Beau Melton needs to run a huge time, right? He needs to be 4.3s or something like that to be a higher draft pick in like that Isaiah McKenzie territory where he's running track speeds.
Right. And just for the I just looked it up because I was curious because he's kind of the comp. Deebo Samuel ran a 4.48.
Right.
So
a 4.48 at 210, 215, right? He's a thick boy.
Right. But that's about what Wandale is, isn't he?
I think he's a little smaller than Deebo, but yeah, they're similar profiles. I would agree. And similar usage rates as well, the way they were used. I'll give you one for myself. I'm going to go with Skye Moore. I think that Skye Moore has a really good chance to put up a big number too. And when I watch him play, he does remind me of Julian Edelman. I hate making those types of comparisons because I feel like we shouldn't just compare every slot receiver to Julian Edelman or Wes Welker, but I really watch Skye Moore run routes and the way that he threatens guys in the first couple of steps off the line of scrimmage, not just the fact that he's got good speed and good burst down the field, but the way that he really gets after it in the release and in the leverage on the stem. That reminds me so much of Edelman because Edelman was so hard to cover because he could open up early in the route, right? You just couldn't stick with him early on in the route, and then you were playing catch up from behind the whole time. I think Skye Moore has a similar way about him, and I also think he kind of has that Edelman knack in the open field where he can kind of bob and weave and set up blocks and be able to create after the catch as well. Maybe not the best game breaker with the football in his hands or vertical route runner, but he definitely did that a little bit in college. So I'm wondering, how fast is he? I've heard some rumors from just people around the league that Skye Moore is going to run a 4.3, really put up a huge time. And if he does that, he might be a top 50 pick, right? He might be somebody that goes at the end of the top 50 if he's able to put up something that good. So Skye Moore is somebody I'm really interested in watching as well. Let's
put Christian Watson in that category too.
Christian Watson's going to run. He might run in the 4.2s.
That's what I'm saying. Like, let's say he comes out and runs like a 4.25, 4.26. I think he's 80 right now on the consensus board. Yeah. You think he can sneak? He could sneak. He's 6'5". If he's 6'5" and runs 4.2 something, does he sneak into the top 50?
I think it's possible. he's one of the most fun watches I've studied in this entire class at wide receiver, because not only can he get up the field and create vertical separation, but then they'll put him in the backfield and they'll hand him the ball on jet sweeps or even real true tailback reps where he's playing running back, and he's smooth. He's elusive. At 6'5", he's as Gumby like, right? He's elusive, and he's got wiggle. At that size, I don't know. It's definitely rare. You don't see that all the time, and that definitely makes you excited about what he could be once he adds to his repertoire. Right now, he's basically, they schemed up vertical deep shots down the field, or he's taking jet sweeps. Those are the two things he did at North Dakota State. So not the most diverse route tree, but I think that they can get there with a guy like Christian Watson just because of his physical skills. I would also throw out there Alec Pierce from Cincinnati. His tape really took me by surprise. I didn't think I was going to be super high on him. He's got some really good releases, moves really well for a guy of his size. I'm interested to see how much speed he has as well. But yeah, Skye Moore really just kind of seems like one of those guys that I think is going to really creep up boards. A lot of people like to compare him to Cooper Kupp, but I think he might be a better athlete than Cooper Kupp was coming out. Cooper Kupp had the production, certainly had the work ethic, and that's why we're here where we are with Cooper Kupp. But he ran in the 4.5s, I want to say, when he came out in the draft. He's not. I think Skye Moore is a much better athlete coming out than Cooper Kupp was. So those are a couple wide receivers, a lot of wide receivers.
You want Cooper Kupp's 40 time for reference is 4.62.
Oh my gosh, that was way worse than I thought it was going to be. Yeah, so that's why he fell, right? Obviously, to the 4th round, I think it was, right? And I even think
I think it was third, 69th pick overall.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe he went in the top 100 with a 40 time like that. That's all tape, right? I mean, he had great tape, no doubt about that. I don't think a couple of George Pickens mentions, I don't think he's participating, right? I mean, he's been injured. He was healthy for the national championship game, so maybe he is participating in Indy. I'm not sure. He would be interesting to see as well, because we haven't really seen a ton of him over the last couple of years.
He's on the list of invites. I mean, so is Jameson Williams. Like, he'll be there.
Right.
I don't know if it means he's participating, but
right. Thanks for watching our content of the 6-time Super Bowl champion New England Patriots. Please subscribe to my podcast, Patriots Beat, on our YouTube channel, Patriots Press Pass, or wherever you get your podcasts, for a lot more exclusive content right here on the CLNS Media Network.